What's up, guys? Pretty good day today. Another good day for bulls as we've had the past, seems like a couple weeks now. We've experienced a pretty good uptrend from the low 3700s up to about 4,000 today. We tested that at the end of the day before selling off after the close because Snapchat, I think, had some bad earnings on the earnings report. So Snapchat sank, Facebook sank, and that kind of brought down the whole market a little bit. Alright, I'm going to try to make this video a little quick here. I think my last video was like 20 minutes, so I'm going to try to breeze through this. Just kind of show what demand zones we had before the day started, what supply zones we had before the day started, and how we reacted to each zone and any plays that I took. Before the day, we didn't have a whole lot of supply. We have this, let's see here, 3-hour supply zone from probably, looks like this was June 13th, a couple months ago, at 4,010. Below that, not much. I mean, we had a little sell-off here before the open from 3970s, but we actually didn't really create supply here, surprisingly. We created a little iffy 30-minute. If you go to the 30-minute time frame, you have your rally here and then drop, but that drop just wasn't far enough for me for that to be considered a supply zone. So just this 4,010 at the 3-hour 4,010 supply zone was the biggest one that we were looking for. That, and 4,000 is going to act as like a psychological level. If we do get there, probably get a little bit of resistance. On the demand side, see, we created a 1-hour demand zone here at 39.56 right before the open. Below that, we have this strong 30-minute demand zone at 39.38. That was created yesterday at the open. We bounced on it yesterday, and then as you can see, we bounced on it again today. Third one is right below this. We have a 30-minute at 39.20 that we haven't tested yet, but that is down here below, just kind of waiting to see if buyers are still in there. If we do break this 30-minute demand zone here at 39.38. So these three zones looking for, and I'm actually just going to go ahead and delete this one at 39.56 because we broke through that right at the open for the first couple minutes. So let's not even worry about that. Let's clean up the chart a little bit. This orange line is a key level at 39.50. This 39.50 area, upper 39.40s, acted as resistance a couple weeks ago. So it's kind of acted as resistance and support the past couple days too, but what we wanted to see was price get back over it and hold over it, which you can see it did. And then use it as support and fuel the market higher. Overnight highs 39.79, overnight lows 39.45. And let's go ahead and kick it off. Like I said, at the open, here's the 1-minute chart. We had that 39.56 demand zone there, but we broke right through that, so that's gone. As we break right through it, right after the break, we reverse up, come up, and probably trap a bunch of longs over here at 39.70. I thought we were just going to rip straight to 4,000 before falling down. Really no supply zone here. I mean, there's some resistance since we rejected over there a couple times overnight, but no supply here from the supply and demand zone standpoint at least. But so we do reject up here, fall down, and then about 9:30, an hour after the open, let me zoom here on the 5-minute chart. We do get down into this 39.38 30-minute demand zone. We have a good touch here at 9:10, try to bounce up, come back down, make a new low inside this zone at about 9:25, 9:30, and good touch here. I was hesitant to playing long down here because we had such heavy sell volume to get down here, and we also, we had this nice little trickery action up here. I figured we may just kind of sell off and continue selling off if I was going to speculate. But so that because of that, this heavy sell volume you can see here on the 5-minute chart, heavy. See these thick red candles down here on the volume bar. Indicates a lot of selling. So I was hesitant because of that. Anyway, so we do come back down in here, touch it, bounce up. Now at this point, we have a pretty good bounce. Okay, buying volume. This is what I did like. I loved the low 5-minute selling volume here. This is what I want to look for. I want to see when I'm playing long in a demand zone, I want to catch a higher low on at least a 5-minute time frame. So we do get down here, we bounce. You want to see low selling volume, right? Especially after all this heavy volume right here, for it to bounce and say, hey, selling has disappeared. That's what you want to see if you're going long. At this point, I'm waiting for a dip. I'm waiting for a dip so I can reduce my risk. So if I'm going long up here, 39.45, I'm having to risk 39.30 because I usually risk the previous low inside the demand zone. So that's 15 to 20 points depending on where I got long, and that's just a little too much risk for me. So waiting for that dip, never got it, so didn't go long here. But technically, that would have been a good play if we would have just gotten that dip and got a higher low here. That would have been perfect. Because if you traded today, this is 39.30. We touched 4,000 at the end of the day, so you had a nice 60, 70 point play there if you would have held all day. So that would have been a possible play. I didn't take that. It continued to move up, move up, move up. Over overnight highs, over all this resistance here, right? So you can see we had resistance at the 39.70s area. We've rejected off 4 or 5 times in the past 24 hours. I'm just going to draw a little gray box here, and that's going to indicate resistance. So what we wanted to see is break through it, come back, test it, use it as support now. If we do break through it, which we did, and as you can see, that is what happened. But at this point, it was looking pretty good. We did break through overnight highs, break through this resistance. Didn't have too much selling, which is good. You see a low 5-minute selling here for continuation up. At this point, it's just consolidating. It hit 39.90, rejected a little bit, consolidating. We didn't get 4,000 yet. And then at noon, we create a couple demand zones, and this is where I took a few of my plays. So we created a, let's see, a 2-hour demand zone at 39.71. I'm gonna label this. So this green line here, that's your 2-hour demand zone. And we also created a 90-minute demand zone. So you can see here, here's the red basing candle rally. I liked the formation of the 2-hour candle better. You can see this nice basing candle, nice rally, not too much of a wick up here. So I just went ahead and labeled that. They were close to being around the same area, but this one had a better look to it. And as you can see, it came back down here at about 12:30, touched it to the tick right at 39.71, bounced up a little bit, came back down and made a higher low. Just like I was saying down here, this is your perfect entry. First touch in the demand zone, let it come up here. You see selling is low. I'm going to zoom in here. As you can see indicated on the 5-minute chart, if you go on higher time frames, you can also see you had low sell volume there. Selling was low. We come back down here, and this is your perfect play, especially when you get this close to the previous low because your risk is so low. I'm just risking the break of this. So I got in here at 39.74. I'm going to give you a better look on the 1-minute chart. So I was in around 39.74, just risking the break of 39.70, basically right below this low. Now, I mean, there are times where it could come down here, stop everybody out before ripping up. Yeah, it happens. It happens all the time. Not the majority of the time, but it does happen. So, I mean, I know majority of the time this does work, and this previous low will work, which is why I felt comfortable taking this position. But this is the perfect setup, and it fits our strategy. And so I took this long, and I had my profit target with eyes. Really, I wanted to just let it ride to the end of the day, just because this was such a good setup. I probably would have taken profits at 4,000, unless it just ripped right through it. And so that's really what I was waiting for, 4,000. But we don't really come up there. And, I mean, what is this, about 2 o'clock? We get close. We hit 39.94. Get to the 1-minute chart. And then sell off. And it was just a slow grind up. Nothing sharp of a move like we saw earlier in the morning, which is what I wanted to see, which I kind of expected. I expected we would get some more momentum after creating good structure here over the previous resistance and just shoot up over 4,000. And I probably would have taken my profits at about 4,010, if not 4,000, like I said, since there was a supply zone at 4,010. Anyway, so I just kept on holding it, until the end of the day. let's see, right before the close, at that 10-minute mark before the close, you get some heavy volume, and sometimes it can go in the other direction. So that's just kind of a gamble in my eyes. So I went ahead and took profits right around 39.92-ish, right before this candle or volume came in at 250. Obviously, it would have worked out, but you know, it is what it is. I was happy with whatever that is, what, 15, 16 point move. So no complaints there. But it did continue up. This volume 10 minutes before the close ended up being in the direction of the trend all day, which is an uptrend. Shot it up close to 4,000, and we closed right over 4,000 before selling off of that Snapchat earnings release. So we had good play there, potential play there. One more play I'm just going to go ahead and note that you could have played off of. It's just another demand zone that was created on this strong uptrend of a day. Let's see if this is already green. No. All right, so we did create a 30-minute right at, let's see, off of this drop base rally candle at 1 o'clock. You know, not the best rally, but it's good enough to take a scalp off of. So if we do get a touch in here, risk the break of it or risk the previous low, 10-point risk max, and just let the uptrend do its thing the rest of the day. And so I'll show you on the 5-minute chart. We had a decent touch on it. I think I already have it circled, actually. Yeah, so you have your initial touch right here. You have a little bit of a higher low right here. Risk this previous low right here. That's a 2-3 point risk. Or if you have a higher risk tolerance, just risk the low here. Risk 39.70. If that breaks, then it may not work out, and we may not continue up for the rest of the day. But that's your third possible trade of the day there. So like I said, overall, pretty good day. This has been a great week for bulls. We'll see if they can sustain value and see if they can finish off the week strong tomorrow since it is Friday. But hope you guys had a good trading day. Until next time, we'll see y'all later.